Hello and welcome to Lister LD1 Restoration Part 22 now, and the trolley is looking like a trolley, or a basic trolley anyway, as you can see. So you've got black bits sticking on it. These are the axles you've seen and other things. Haven't done a video on them because I keep forgetting my camera on. I kept going to the welder. Never mind. But yeah, here's the trolley. It's 3 foot long. Between here and here is 9 inches for the trolley, for the engine. Between here and here is 18 inches. I don't quite know what the axle is, but I think it's 6 inches off the back here. So you're looking at a 2 foot gap between here and here. So whatever 2 inches off 2 foot is. So there's probably 20-inch gap between there and there. Yep, it's I'm going to hold it up quickly. Yeah, there you go. Steerable. Going to make some sort of pin for it, I suppose, to lock it into place for loading. I might put a little tiny little cupboard bolt thing on there, a little brass one, on the back end of the engine so you can't see it, so it's like a little locking pin. So just for ramp purposes, going up and down ramps. What else have I got to say? Well, if I roll it over quickly, I'll show you what else there is. There we go. Should make it look a bit better. Yeah, so there's the axles on. Now, as you can see, probably some people will disagree with what I've done there, holding it in with screws. These screws are size 12 by 1.5 inch. And the wood is 2 inches thick. So they're literally ½ inch away from the wood. As you see, there's got 12 on here. Here we got 6 holding on the front axle. I could have put probably another plate on there if I wanted to, but for a minute I think that looks okay. If we get problems or like axles coming working loose, I will think about doing such a thing. But as you can see, I've left the galvanised pieces bare, so hopefully from the other side it won't look too bad. Right, you just see galvanised and you see the black axle, so it should really look okay. The 2 on here for the handlebars I haven't made. I haven't made them yet because the steel stockist that is down here, ST Andrews, they are shut over the Christmas period, which does slightly annoy me, but we can't do nothing about it. So I'm going to get some 10mm round bar and make up the handlebars for it. It'll just be a simple like loopy handlebar thing. You just like almost sprung in there, so hold it in there and like just unspring them for loading and unloading purposes. What else have we got to say over here? There's another eyelet. This one here is for loading the engine, so I'm going to go down Max Alvar's. I think I'm going to get a nice stainless steel or zinc plated D-shackle. I might get a stainless steel one for it, and that will always stay with the engine so I can hook it on. 10mm D-shackle for it, and that will go there so I can hook on stuff for it, so it'll look quite nice with a nice stainless steel D-shackle. Add a bit of bling to the engine. I'm going to get washers for the wheels at some point. I'm thinking of getting 20mm stainless steel ones for it, just so it looks a bit nicer. Nice 20mm stainless steel washers, so then they can add a bit of bling to it. So you got the black, the stainless steel, some zinc, and you got the green of the engine with black on the engine and the transfer. So hopefully it shouldn't look too dark and dull. Obviously my dad did ask me why I bother painting this, and it was just because it's easier. I'll grease it. If the paint flakes off it, it's not going to break anything. It might also jam the wheels up slightly, so it might add a little bit of braking, so it doesn't run away too much, but hopefully that should be okay. I'm going to probably make some chocks for it one day, but yeah. Also, not really a lot more I can say about it really, other than trolley now, just put the wheels on it, drill the holes for the engine, put the engine on, put the flywheel on that with the engine and everything assembled and done. just waiting for it to be fired up. So I have to go and get some oil. So that'll probably be sometime next week. So we are getting very close to the end. And I cannot wait, to be frankly honest. But as they say, these engines are really never done, because there's always something you can do to them. Maybe alter the running slightly or anything. But hopefully I've done it as best as I can. So next job will be, well, next job should be the, putting the wheels on. So I'll do that next. So I have to take the engine over to my garage and do that. But yeah, so there's the trolley. Hopefully it will look quite good. So I'll put the engine on the trolley now. Or put the wheels on, should I say, and then I'll put the engine on the trolley. So I have to take it over to the garage. Okay, back to the engine finally. Now, first thing I'm going to do before I put it on the trolley is I'm going to put the fuel filter in. I bought this at our local auto parts place, Mill Autos, we call them. There's the filter. They do sell them. It's a P65/1X. That's a man filter, that is. You see, it's not very big, but that should be the right size, I hope, for it. So unscrew the filter unit himself. There we go. There's the filter. So I'll make sure everything lines up first, and I'll show you how to install it. Okay, well, if I try and bring you a bit closer to the action quickly, I suppose. Let's try that. Right then. Now these filters, I think, are designed to fit many of them. So this will fit the LT, LR. Some of the later CSs have the same similar filter design. Peda PAZs it will fit. So it'll fit a wide range of engines, this filter, I believe. See, it comes with, you won't use every seal here, but you'll use whichever ones suit your engine. So I believe it's that one, is it? Look, lovely, it's that one. Right, you want this, I think it's the smaller of the two. I don't think it's that one. Might be. Is it? No, it might be that one. Yeah, I think it's that one. Okay, it's a bigger one. Right, I'm going to grab some grease quickly. Is that it? Grease. That one? Nope, that's not what I want. I want some grease. There we go. So this grease here, EP2 grease, that's it. If I can get into the tin. I think that's the stuff. I can't remember. So many tins of grease here. Yep, that's the grease. Right. Dad said to me you want to put a little bit of grease on the, I don't know if you can see that there quickly, a little bit of grease on the seals. Like so. Just put a little bit. So that way it doesn't pinch the steel when you screw it up, if that makes sense. So basically, you push it up into the ring, like so. Right, if I take off the tripod quickly, you can see that. There we go, up in there. Now the camera batteries are dying, great. Right, next job is a smaller ring, I believe. Now, the smaller one is just for the separate the fuel, the two types of fuel, the filtered and unfiltered. I think it's that one there. Yep. That doesn't need a bit of grease, but it just helps it along a bit. A bit of grease never hurt anything. And this grease will not break down the rubber because it's submerged in oil all the time. Right. That's that on. Right. I'll just take off the tripod again. See it up there? Okay, now the next piece is the fuel filter itself. I don't know if there's another seal for that or not. I think there might be. I think there's this one here. Let's put that on there. I think that might be a seal. I don't quite know. They never had one originally. Maybe stick that on there like that. Don't know, let's see. Well, I'll stick a filter on there like that, a little small thing. Right, then basically on the screw, just slide that up there somewhere. Like so. Right, if I go grab a Phillips, a flathead screwdriver, if I can find one. There we go, got one. And just screw it up nice and tight. So all the seals compress. Like that. There you go. There you go, one filter installed. The next job will be this here. So I'll go clean this out quickly and then I'll put it on. Right, clean this out now best I can. It looks a lot better than what it was. Clean from dirt and everything. Now basically what I do then is lift that up and you screw that on there. So if I can just screw that on there like that. Like so. There we go. Just hold that on nice and tight. Should be nice and tight now. See if I can do it tighter. Okay, it looks nice and tight. If it leaks a bit, just nip it up a bit more, but that seems okay for me. Right, so that there is the fuel filter changed. So next job I think I'll try and assemble the trolley. Well, as you can see, the wheels are on the trolley. I tell you what, it looks beautiful. I think it looks better in real life than what it does on the thing. Hopefully the photos will do it justice to the video. But there's the steering. Look at that. It will go tighter, but I'm going to put some metal things there to stop the gouge in the trolley. I will get washers for it soon. I haven't got any at the moment. But they look pretty good, if you ask me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the engine on the trolley, I think. Well, I'd admire it for a minute, but I'm going to look at it. Put the engine on, mark the holes, then drill the holes and bolt the engine on. And we'll go from there. Okay, the engine's sort of resting on the trolley. I don't know what everyone thinks about it, but I quite like it, looking at what it is. I'll put the flywheel on and I'll get a better indication of what it's going to look like. But from what I can see, it actually looks quite smart. Now, where's it come up to? There. Yeah, it comes up to about my hip. Nice high height, nice good cranking position as well. So you're not too low down when cranking it. I think it looks quite smart, if I say so myself. So yeah, I think next thing I'll do is probably mark the holes, take the engine off the trolley again, drill the holes, and put the engine back on. So yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, well the engine's on the trolley now, and I think it's looking quite good. Now the next thing is, as you can see, is something missing off it. The flywheel. So what I want to do now is I'm going to put the flywheel on the engine. I'm not going to tighten it up because I haven't quite got the adapter from the torque wrench here. I'll get that tomorrow or whenever, and I'll do it up tomorrow. So the next thing to do is put the flywheel on. So I'm going to put the fan on and put the flywheel on. I'll show you when that's all done. Okay, I've put some grease on the shaft. I've put the fan on the flywheel. So I'm going to put the flywheel on the engine. If the camera does cut off, it's not my fault, the batteries have died. They are literally screaming at me. So I haven't seen what this looks like from the other side yet, so you'll be the first people to see what it looks like. So if I put this up TDC quickly, there's the keyway. Right here. Up. I think I'll probably have to pause this because it'd be a bit boring watching it. There's the flywheel on the engine. Let's have a bit closer look. There's nice fins. Hopefully that will show up nicely in the daylight. Come around here. Starting handle, throttle, exhaust pipe. I think all in all it's looking pretty good. The only thing that's missing off it now is a spec tag. It's in there, so we're going to put that on. Right, we're now going to give the engine back its ID. So it'll be back on the engine after so many years, after about a few months. Just trying to do this. This is where it goes horribly wrong being on camera. Don't know if you can see that, I'll make sure in a minute. Yeah, it looks like it. There we go. There we go. Can we get a bit of close up of that number? 3160 LD1 2 horsepower, 1000 RPM. So there she is, people. My Lister LD1. The restoration is almost done. Literally tighten the flywheel up, put diesel in it, put oil in it, and fire her up. And if she runs, we'll put the pulley on. We'll make sure that flywheel nut doesn't come loose. Once that's done, that'll be it done. And we'll put the transfers on where it's all had a couple of runs. So I'd like to say thanks for watching and stay tuned for part 23, the run.